welcome to the show. Here's Bob. Give me a little... Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome, wherever you are on the globe and whatever you get to see tonight's show. If you're live, tell us you're live. If you're not live, you won't be able to tell us. If you get that one, you'll get that one. And if you're watching us on catch up, then engage anyway and give us some comments and we'll give you some feedback. You're welcome to this Monday night's episode of the Kigo and Big Joe Show. I am Big Joe, clearly, and he is Kigo. How are you doing? You well, mate?
Not too bad, not too bad. This was the first few days where you can see people actively getting annoyed with lockdown. So you're trying to keep calm, surrounded by the madness. But hope everyone watching as well. Hope everyone is safe. We're nearly through it. We nearly have sport back, which we'll talk about. But yeah, I hope everyone is well. Stay calm. We will get through this.
Absolutely, and we've got two very exciting guests on tonight, and we're going to try. Kigo thought he'd take the bit of piss take out of all the online fitness things. So we thought we'll have a bit of giggle and not stay in there. So we're going to show that in a minute. And we've got two very exciting guests to come on. But a little bit of breaking news first of all. As I predicted 3 weeks ago, that the way back to rugby was local through global. Super Rugby Aotearoa, that is New Zealand, Aotearoa, they're on the long way cloud to our friends down there, have announced that they are doing a Super Rugby, a 5-team competition. So it will be the 5 New Zealand Super Rugby teams will be doing an in-house competition. And then today it broke that in Australia, because obviously there's 4 teams currently in the Super Rugby franchises in Australia. They're doing an internal one as well, local as well. You know, that's been good news for Australia for a change. Everything been happening there of late, and they're adding the Western Force, who previously had been ousted with beastly in the 4th. So they're going to 5-team competition in them. Pro 14, Kigo, you told me this week they've announced that they're hopefully going to be doing some regional matches as well. What's all that about, mate?
Yeah, so the cheeky rumor going around was, and they announced it today, that they're not going back training next week, but they were going to get them back in quarantine. I think Rob Carney said it today, groups of 4 or 5, and just start getting them moving again. That was due to start next week. They've put it back another week or 2, but the idea being by the time we hit July, we'll have some sort of ending to the Pro 14. Whether they do that one-off Edinburgh-Leinster game or we finish the season, I don't think that'll happen. But yeah, it's a lot more positive than even 7 days ago. We've got to make sure everyone is safe. New Zealand have, in general, dealt with this fantastically, and so for them to get their sport back is brilliant. Hopefully, we're not too far behind.
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody everybody from Dublin that didn't realise that 5 kilometres that includes Gorey. I never realised that before. I wondered why it took me 1 hour 15, 1 hour 20 to get from Gorey to Dublin, and it's only 5 k's away. Just imagine the amount of people who came down at the weekend. There we go. There's me not allowed back inside the pale again. Like Murphy's were not bitter, but you know what? That's studs. Sticking home, as I saw a thing on Facebook the other day here which said. It was like what's happened in the UK and Ireland since they've gone for this, staged approach is that they've gone one little step, and it's akin to them. If anybody remembers the Jaws films from years ago, where the mayor in the Jaws film says, grand lad, it's safe to go back into the water. So there we go.
We're not good at following rules, and I wish we just this once were a tiny bit better.
Well, tonight's show, Kigo, is brought to you. We are doing that reverse as ever. We are supporting local and global businesses during COVID-19 and our good friends at Rugby Academy Ireland. So, we're supporting them. That is the site to go and have a look at. The great Dan Ponsale and Johan Taylor. who obviously Dan's the former South African Springbok scrum half, and they run phenomenal academy up there in the 4-star Killer Hotel and Resort, and it's brilliant. They do everything from day courses, week courses, and they do a year transition courses, and they're taking kids who potentially would fall through the system, and they are teaching them life skills, rugby, trying to put them at the top level, making them into analysts if they don't make rugby players. They come out with a strength and conditioning course. It's just fab. Go to Rugby Academy Ireland. It is everything an overseeing academy should be. And don't, for anybody who's watching from around the globe, and obviously this is going into 101 forums globally, don't worry that it says Rugby Academy Ireland. They are taking kids from all over the globe and transforming them in every single way. So go to Rugby Academy Ireland and have a look at what Dan and Johan and Joanne and the team are doing there. And as ever, we are still supporting our good friends. We've forgotten it again. Yeah, we forget it.
I drank all mine this morning. It's so good that
there we go. Coffeedog.ie. And yes, our good friend Johnny, who's on last week, has agreed to keep the promo code SHEP, capital letters SHEP, going until the end of COVID-19. So go to coffeedog.ie. It is absolutely phenomenal. It's got a new Kenyan one on this week as well. So coffee, beans and ground, chai, tea, and hot chocolate, the whole thing. Fab, fab, fab. We are supporting local and global businesses because we can, because it's a great thing to do. Right, should we bring our first guest in, mate?
Let's do it.
Right, this young lady, I'm not even going to introduce her. I'm just going to bring her in, and she is going to tell us all about herself. Miriam Cunningham-Brown, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thanks a million for having me on the show.
Well, look, it's easy peasy. I tell you one of the reasons why, because obviously when I lived in the UK, I was in Ash Vale in Surrey. So also, I followed the Exiles there, and you know what? I never knew there was an amateur side. There was a London Irish. Miriam is with the London Irish Amateur Rugby Football Club. And like most grassroots clubs at the moment, really struggling to keep them going. So, Miriam, tell us about London Irish Amateur Rugby Club. Are you affiliated with the Exiles themselves in the English Premiership? What do you do? What are your struggles? Where are you sitting in the league? What can we do for you as our guests?
Thanks a million again for having me on. So, in terms of my role within the club, I'm honorary secretary of the club, so I work with the group of the exec committee, and we basically just try and support the running of the club. We are an amateur club. We've been around London Irish have been around for 120 years. Obviously, when the professional era started, that's when the amateur club was formed. So I've been part of the club a very short time compared to a lot of our members. So I've been part of the club since 2007. So I have 2 boys in the club. They love rugby. They've played at London Irish since they were 5. And we have everything from minis, which is actually under 5s, through to golden shorts, in vets. So we cater for all. We also have obviously a really good ladies side now, and we're developing the girls side as well. So it's the club has grown. We have about 1,200 members, and across kind of England and Ireland, we would be considered, I think, one of the largest clubs across the board. As I said, the reason I think we kind of touched base was we've launched an appeal. Obviously, COVID-19 has had an effect on everybody, businesses, clubs, health. Obviously, we as a club, we want our members to be safe and well, but we want the club to also get through this current climate. So with obviously the early finish of the season, a lot of our larger events would have taken place in this period. They would have, we host one of the largest minis festival where we have 2,500 players under 12s. So you can imagine it's a weekend of pure pleasure, watching kids, everything, we've had Dutch, German, Italian, Irish clubs. We've we've hosted and we've hosted these for, I think it's been going for, I think it's 30 years. So it's been a long time going, and it would have been one of our larger events, and we would have golf days, and we would have we have a leprechaun lunch, which tends to happen after the station. So all of these events would have contributed to the running of the club. And obviously with that, it has had financial implications, and hence the appeal. We wanted to reach out to our friends, our community, the family of London Irish, because past players, present, and the wider Irish community within the UK as well. So we've seen amazing response. We started off with the appeal in April, and within 2 weeks we set a target of £40,000, and within the last 2 weeks we have hit 75% of that target, which is an amazing response. We are so humbled by the responses, but not like the comments that we've had has been so unbelievable. And even like we had a gentleman from London Welsh, he donated to the appeal saying, we love rugby, we love playing London Irish, and we really want to support you. And like even the past players, we have a lot of past players. We had a past players lunch literally just before lockdown, and there was 180 past players at this lunch, and it was just unbelievable. And I think the oldest gentleman was, I think he was 85. It was just brilliant to see. So this is why, I mean, I know I ramble, but I love the club, and as do a lot of people. I mean, we all share the same love of rugby and what it means to kids, what it means to families. As I mentioned earlier, both my boys are in the club. My husband, he's club coach and coordinator, so it's a big part of our life. So we really want to make sure that there's a secure place for all of our members when rugby commences. And we have a really strong relationship. We have a strong relationship with the London Irish professionals. We engage with them a lot, and we work, and we are we're residents in the same place, so in Hazelwood. So in terms of their support, they would pay the larger contribution to Hazelwood. As I don't know whether you've ever seen our facilities, but they're amazing facilities. So we both kind of reside there, and the pros would contribute considerably to us, and they're always supportive of us. So, and even with the supporters clubs, when we launched this appeal, they were brilliant. The pros had it on their site. They fed it out to their newsletter. They've been really supportive to us. And we just want to secure the future of the club. So, because we don't know what rugby is going to be like. We don't know what rugby will consist of and how quickly it will phase back. And obviously, I know there's plans, like you said, Keego, for the professionals. But in terms of what will amateur rugby look like, we don't know. But even when you come down to, like you say, grassroots rugby, the simple things of your annual general meeting within a amateur club, normally that would be under you'd have kind of set out your invitation, and you set out for your positions, and 3 weeks in advance, and everybody comes to the club, and it's a great kind of off-season kind of get together. Whereas now, I'm learning how to do a virtual AGM, compliments of the RFU. So times are changing, and we just really want to try and embrace it, and that's why we, in terms of future plans and development, we have, like I said, we have a sizable minis age group. The youth are developing. We have 4 men's sides if you include the vets, and we have a ladies side that has been promoted 3 years on the trot. So they're doing really, really well, and developing and growing. So the plans are to, everybody I think is going to have to go back to basics when the new norm is released. But it is the whole point of this appeal is to make sure that we're in a secure financial position to to celebrate rugby again when we can.
Good. Well, listen, that is the Facebook page for the London Irish Amateur Rugby Football Club. Go and support them. If you don't support a grassroots team, if you're living somewhere else in the world and you want to follow a grassroots team, why not? So there we go. That will go up there and it will stay. So there we go. It's Miriam Cunningham-Brown from London Irish Amateur Rugby Football Club. Now, there will be some people who say, well, actually, if you're affiliated with the London Irish, Jesus, can't you one? Rugby clubs themselves are going to be struggling to survive. The fact that you have that, the huge facilities and stuff there, it all costs money to run more seriousness. We get asked, why do we give shout outs to so many different clubs or an academy in Africa or something like that? Yeah. Well, because we can. It's because your club will resonate to somebody somewhere in the globe. Lots of them, as they are. Another one. So the more the merrier. And I just think that what you're trying to do is fab, and you're just trying to find a way. And everybody will be doing the same. And I go back to the fact of, and I will not apologize for harping on about the fact that local then global is going to be the way that we go post-COVID. In rugby, in sport, in business, in work, in the way we engage with people, absolutely all of it. We have been doing this now. We've been doing this now for 2.5 years. And telling everybody, and 10 weeks ago, it was like, I was just one of those quirky things you do on the internet. Now live streaming is the #1 way to engage with your communities. Now it's in the workplace. Jesus, even Ant and Dec are sat at home having a vodka and coke. and fair play. But,
if I could just jump in 1 sec, the great thing about Miriam and what you're talking about is you're now showing it that every single club is going through the same thing. And I think it's important.
We are. Everybody.
We all verbalize that, because sometimes when you could be in the middle of nowhere and you might think no one else is struggling. So, you're spreading around ideas and thoughts, and obviously, we're all looking to help everybody. But it's, whether it's through raising awareness or through, a few euro, a few pounds sterling. I think it's important that we verbalize this, because, my own club would be struggling too. Joe's local would be the same. Yeah. So it's not about who you're connected to or who you are or what colour your jersey is.
It's about rugby.
Everyone's Jacks at the moment, and the beauty of our recent interactions, like in the last week and then previous to that, is that everyone wants to help out, whether it's by doing fun runs or doing raffles and things like that. All this sort of stuff is starting to happen, which is great, and it really does start at the grassroots level. You're talking about the minis you have. That's the best part of the week in Sea Point, my local club.
Oh wow!
There's about 1,100 of them running around.
I know.
You know what I mean? It's amazing. And
Sunday morning, they're brilliant.
and then every once in a while there'll be a team of them that plays at halftime in the RDS or in Lansdowne Road. You know, it's just an amazing thing. And I think it's really important that you're verbalizing what you're going through. Yeah. There'll be people from different clubs listening now. So
it will resonate, I think, across the boards. And you know what I mean, it's tough times for everybody, for clubs, before also for individuals. And you know what I mean, the rugby community is one of the strongest that I've been part of, for sure. And it's great because you know what I mean, we can reach out to whether it be the senior teams or the youth team, saying, do you know what, it is even down to the individual players. It is tough times, but you know what, we're here. It may be virtual, but we're here. We're at the end of a phone. We're at the end of Zoom, whatever it may be. But it's also, I mean, we want the club to be there, but we want the players to be there and to make it through. And I think that's important as well.
Yeah, massively. It is that global rugby family, and it starts with that local bit first. So listen, need to move on. That once again is the Facebook page for London Irish Amateur Rugby Football Club. I didn't even know it existed. And I followed them in the UK, and I went to see them play, and actually, not far from where I was living. I never heard them. I'm embarrassed by myself, but there you go. It's Gary Malloy, actually, I think we should give a shout out to.
Yes, definitely. Thank you, Gary.
Gary Malloy, who started all this off, and I'm glad to help. So, Gary, very good man yourself. And let's just get rid of that. And we wish everybody, we know there's a whole pile of the London Irish Amateur Rugby Football Club players and families and things, the kids watching tonight. We wish you all the best, Miriam. Come back on at some point in the near future when everything gets back to normal. Tell us how you're doing. And
well, indeed. We'd love to come back. Thanks, Kiko. Thanks, Joe.
Cheers.
That's through. All right, you take care.
Bye now.
Ciao.
Just as we were talking, Joe, an idea crossed my mind. The Keego and Big Joe Rugby Blitz is something we need to make down the line. I haven't cleared this with you ahead of time, but yeah, I think that's something we need to do. I just love stories. I love grassroots rugby. I love that Martin has jumped in this evening with his experiences of, you know, out in his club, and you know, we've got a lot of people who are heavily involved in grassroots rugby, and it's you know what I mean. It's part of the job we're trying to do, but it's great that everyone is. I think it's really important that we see that everyone's going through the same thing, and yeah, I think that makes everyone kind of level out a wee bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we learned a lot from the great Martin Buggy on the former Wexford 1+ youth coach on youth rugby and what it takes to be able to go through. Likewise, down at Rugby Academy Ireland. Right, listen, thanks to Miriam Cunningham-Brown there from the London Irish Amateur Rugby Football Club. Great to hear. Who else have we got on tonight then, Keegan, before we throw you a little bit of fizz off? This is a bit of crack. Give me 2 seconds for this one. Gary Malloy, who started that off tonight. Good luck, Miriam. Gregor Galway up in Ulster, one of our white walking crowd up there. It's going to be a great show tonight. Yeah, Catherine Beechnet. Well, say no technical problems so far. David Toppin, White Walker up there. I think Jeff Pagano from someone who was asking Jeff. Was he saying okay? He was having some problems on the phone. Facebook's been having problems with iPhones, iPads, and stuff. We haven't been able to get guests on properly. In fact, Miriam today we couldn't get her on. We had to go onto a laptop, but it looks all to be okay now. Paul Wright, my brother-in-law, good evening. Cheers for the birthday video, Joe. Very much appreciate it. Happy birthday to Garrick, his father, today. I hope everything is well. Johnny Pullen from coffeedoc.ie is on. Our Welsh wizardess, Rhiannon Noel Phillips, is on. Rhiannon, I hope that you're all well across there. And some bloke called Eel Keegan says, Jesus, lads, he loves grassroots rugby. There we go.
I should have just left that conversation and listened. I think it's so brilliant, because sport can get messed up by money, which we always talk about.
Politics and, yeah.
Grassroots, that's nothing. There's none of that nonsense. So it was great to hear.
Ian Gilbert, our ambassador extraordinary and plenipotentiary to Madrid from Three Blokes of All and Bob, and from the Keegan and Big Joe show. Miriam, the future of rugby is in the backs. We've been practicing social distance for ages. Boom, 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 boom. There you go. I wouldn't know. I was always up close and dirty as a tight-head flop. Face pulled off me and that sort of thing. Well, that was great. Beer afterwards. Martin Buggy, we were talking about getting involved with his local club and coaching the kids has been one of the joys of his life. There's so much more rugby to rugby than professionalism, professional and international. Grassroots is where it all starts. James Ryan and Ty Fairlong started as kids in the local club. Mighty Oaks can come from, and you know our thoughts. We both agree that we should be seeing more grassroots plays come through from grassroots clubs. Right, I'm going to move on very, very quickly. I said to Keego, wouldn't it be great? Right, what's going to happen on the Monday show? And Penny's in Greece, and she's waiting to come on. And fab story. We're running behind time already, as we normally do. But it's well worth waiting for Penny to come on. In fact, Catherine Beecher, who is in London, there says, great interview with Miriam. Yeah, absolutely. There'll be more of those things to come. So the Monday show is going to sort of morph itself into sort of rugby, sports, work, business, health and well-being, social, lifestyle, everything else. Because that's what people have said, could you sort of adapt it a little bit, what me and Kate are doing on Monday? So we're going to do that. And we're hoping we're going to sort of move it to LinkedIn as well and stuff like that, and cover a whole myriad of things. We're going to have some comedians on. We're going to have a bit of music in the future. We're going to have all sorts of stuff going on the Monday show, because you want us to be a little bit more diverse than just purely rugby. So, I said to Keego, right, you're Keego was formerly a professional wrestler, and he is a fitness fanatic, and he keeps himself, and he does Muay Thai boxing now and everything, kickboxing. And I said to him, listen, can you make up a bit of a fitness thing? Because he's normally putting these posts up or sending me videos. He's in his garden and he's doing his skipping and all. I can't do skipping, 2 skips and I fall over. And so he sent me this one today. not expecting me to stick it up. So he's going to be a bit shocked now because I'm going to stick this on. I'm going to stick this on. And we're going to play you a couple. You should still be in tune. We're going to play you.
Oh, would you stop? That's you can't be playing that before 9 o'clock.
Now, guys, lockdown. I'm going to keep everything active here in my office here. All you need is a floor. You don't need a gym. 5 exercises. 1 minute on, 10 seconds off. No excuse. Now, push-ups. You can do push-up on your knees. Keep your back straight. Get down there and up. That was dodgy looking. Or we can put our toes down, back straight, and let's go for a few. This is I really should have thought of a more appropriate angle, shouldn't I? But sure, look, well, we're all locked down. We may as well get a bit of exercise in. All these are push-ups. Anyone can do them. You don't need a gym. You don't need a fantastic haircut. You don't need a lovely beard or a flying V guitar in the background, or you can listen to my band Diablo DC in the background. Just get as many in as you can. I've tried to record this a few times. So you go, hold it there, 1, 2, 3, and then you get your 10 seconds off and you roll into your sit-up. Now, some people like to do different variations. It doesn't really matter. You know what you're doing. No excuse. I like to go all the way up. Hell yeah. Let's sit all the way up. Keep my legs flat on the ground and just roll up and down. Sometimes, whoosh, give yourself a nice slap in the stomach. Chips. That's the game here. Chips. That's all you do. Chips. And Guinness. And lockdown. You just keep going. If you do 1, that's fine. If you do 100, that's fine. It's all about doing it. All you need is about a little bit of space. And just keep going. Great song this, isn't it? Don't know if you knew, but my band is called Diablo DC. Pretty deadly. And then we get our 10 seconds off. Now this is a good one. Squats, alright? What an angle. We should have thought this through. What I do is pretend I'm sitting down. Get all the way down, like a Beyonce video, all the way down. Whoosh. And you just do as many as you can. You can do that one. You can do Hindus, which are these ones. You push your hands off the floor, like that. Stick with them. You're working your legs in your hoop. Legs in your hoop. What a tune. Next one's a tough one. Alright? So we'll just keep doing this. Clean the floor with your fingers. So how you been yourselves? Busy? Busy during lockdown? Just keep going. Music in the background is great. Did I mention Diablo DC? Great band. I'm doing it. Let's start that song again. So now we get 10 seconds. This is the tricky one now. There's one that's always tough. This is hold, squat hold. See, what I try and do is 10 seconds, but start at 5, start at 2, and come up. So you get down there, pardon the visual. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up we go. Chill. Down we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hup. Feel it along here. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hup. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hup. See, anyone can do it. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just showing I can count. See, it does hurt, it's tough. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Oh, kind of quick. And you just go back. You just gotta push yourself. This is, if this was easy, everyone would do it. But it's all about resetting the mind. You know? We're not worrying about our bills. Ah, that's rotten. So last one. This is called shoulder touches. We're in push-up position and you touch your shoulders. Okay, let's hit this last one. So, I'm in the home office here. Push-up position. Just keep going. We're not even here. Just pushing our body. This is what, when the zombies come, we've got to protect our families. Be able to throw the dog over the wall. Still be hot enough for Snapchats. You know? That's what it is. You just keep going. Get your elbow point at the floor. Get your core, shoulders, and most importantly, hoop. Just keep going. Listening to great music helps. My hair is natural. I know what you're wondering. Just keep going. And that's it. See? That's the game. That was my list today. It's backwards, but you get the idea. It's all about starting a routine. That was today. We'll do a variation of that next week. Get the sweat going. Makes the Guinness taste nicer. Take care of each other.
I don't know what to say. I haven't seen anything that funny in my life, mate. Absolutely brilliant. Neil Keegan, the Beast of Bray, the Wicklow Warrior, the Couch Pundit is one of his names as well. But there we go. Fantastic, Keegan. We'll have more next week. And what we'll have to do is this whole idea about doing week on, week off. Listen, that's why I stand as I've got a dodgy back, dodgy legs, a wheezy chest, and a no for a matron. I will do 1 week in 4. You're on the other 3. There we go. And here we go. We put all the comments up as we were going. It was very, very funny, mate. It was really, really good, and actually just shows, in all seriousness, Neil is one of the fittest men I do know, and it just goes to show what you can do in a little bit of space at home, mate. Well done. We love that. Everybody loved that as well.
We're having a bit. We're having
watch parties onto.
Lockdowns are tough. It's very tough when you live and work in the same spot, or you know what I mean. Everyone's confined, so it's just about a bit of crack there. But it's all about just keeping the body moving while keeping the mind moving. That's all it is. So whatever it is you decide to do, just make sure you make a routine and do that.
Brilliant, excellent. Right, well done, matey. More of that next week from Neil's Lockdown Life Fitness. And then I'll have to do week 3, and then I'll be back to him again. So give me a bit of time to work up to it. Right, on with our guest for tonight. I'm going to bring it into the studio now, although she's showing white in my build-up at the moment. So, I've got no penny. We've got no penny. Penny, if you can hear, you need to log yourself back out and log yourself back in. I'll just take you out of there for now while we're waiting for it. Oh, there she is. Oh, look, as if by magic. 3, 2, 1.
Hi.
Hey,
hi there. You know what? I shouldn't have done 1.5 hours training earlier today. I should have waited for this live session, personal training. Amazing.
The things that we do for you guests and viewers, the thing is you wanted to be in the green room, you wanted to be a guest with all those nibbles and drinks and things, so there we go. At the moment, I'm watching Miriam. Miriam is getting leathered down there. She's drinking everybody's supply down there. Good girl, well done. Good along an Irish way there. Well done, Miriam. Good stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome from Greece. I'm going to let her tell you all about her. She's absolutely phenomenal, and there's lots more than being a sport ambassador involved in rugby and dragging rugby in Greece, kicking and screaming. Please welcome to the show, Penny Kalisnikta.
You're close, yeah, Kalinikta, good night. But before saying good night, let's just talk a little bit about rugby.
There we go. So tell us about yourself. Where are you from and what do you do, Pen?
Actually, Joe, you raised, the expectations very, very high, the intro you made. So I think I'm a bit stressed now. Okay, yes. So my name is Penny, as you all said. I come from Greece. I actually am based in Athens, and I'm a rugby player. I've started actually playing rugby when I was in Australia. I returned back to Greece 2016. I found out that the club of my heart actually had rugby, Greece. It was, strange to be honest. I joined, I loved it. And in a way, this was the reason that connected my past on abroad, because I used to live on abroad for around 12 years. So it connected my past, with my motherland at the same time. So it was a very strong connection for me, and it gave me super motivation to actually stay in Greece and keep fighting to find my way back from where I started. So, coming from a nation down under that rugby is the top sport for them. Aussies just love rugby. It's everywhere. It's like soccer in Europe. It was phenomenal to actually see that in Greece happening. But of course, as you understand, it's not as, let's just say, the growth here is very, very slow. You've probably seen that with other countries, not Ireland, of course, not UK in general, but we're trying. So I'm actually, rugby player. I'm very lucky because I had, people started believing in me and in my ideas and recommendations about how to grow sports. And I ended up cooperating with OPAP, which is like a huge sports organization here in Greece, and I ended up being an ambassador of sports here, promoting rugby through festivals around Greece. More than 1,000 children attending for 4 hours, more than 12 stations, and getting to know sports. And one of these sports is actually rugby. It's just amazing. And my concept, let's just say, around this project is actually to engage local clubs wherever we go around Greece, because to be honest, there is no point of bringing a team from Athens to just introduce the sport like 500 miles away, where there are 3 other local clubs there. I mean, we have to be productive, we have to be united, we have to be fair, and to promote the sport with all the means we have. So we have to be united to do that. So, and efficient, of course. Also, besides that, which is part that I think that helped me with all the activities and projects that I'm running for rugby, I'm actually a quality assurance analyst and a business trainer for a large company here in Greece, a French-based company, if I may say so. But I think all of this actually helped me a lot to have a very structured mentality about how to grow things, how to make it happen, and of course, set goals. Because when you're working for a business environment like that they have goals, they have customers, they have clients, and you're the head trainer of one project, you need to make things happen, you need to have a timetable, and there are no excuses there. You just create, deliver, facilitate, make things happen. So for me, and with my studies, I've studied management, human resources, international trade, international business, financing. I think all of these things, without even really realizing it, helped me assist in the sport that I love so much. And of course, there's so many people that believed in all these crazy ideas that I have. We've talked about them, Joe, a lot. It just takes an idea and someone to believe in it, and then you just started, creating something out of nothing. Yeah, and beside, apologies, Joe, sorry.
No, I said I absolutely. I think one of the things that stood out when we first spoke was I was under the impression that you did this full time all the time. It's not. All of these projects, as being a sports ambassador, you're a rugby player. You're a qualified rugby referee as well, aren't you?
Yes, and level 1 coach, and I'm looking forward to level 2 as well, because To be honest, I just want to get as much knowledge as possible. It doesn't mean that I'm going to be a referee. It doesn't mean that I'm going to be a coach necessarily. But what it means is that I get more and more knowledge to offer more and more, to give back more and more knowledge to those that they will see the sport for an hour, for half an hour. And we have responsibility over these people, and we need to be as efficient. We need to offer as efficient as possible a seminar, a training, and COVID-19 changed things a lot as well. The amazing people that are today here actually mentioned a lot of these, let's just say effects, and how we can actually evolve things and make things happen. And you know what? At the end of the day, we don't need to reinvent the wheel. The wheel is there. It's rolling. We just need to do a little bit of brainstorming, see the glass half full, and keep going. It's very important. And even what you're doing right now, Joe, is actually brainstorming. When you had Miriam and you were actually chatting about it, you actually popped up some ideas out. You started mentioning things. It was yourself, I think, again, that you actually said, oops, you have an idea, it just something popped in your head. So that's how ideas happen, a little bit of brainstorming.
We've had about 6 chats online in the last 6 weeks or so, and every single time I come away, both of us come away with notes galore of things that can be done. And I think that's one of the great things. I mean, when Keegan said first about doing this, Neil, didn't you? It was, people say to us, well, are you not bothered, lads, that the non-mainstream stuff? Well, apart from the fact there's no rugby, so we had to reset all our shows Monday, Wednesday, mm-hmm. But we've expanded more shows since we started doing this. Keegan came up with the idea this would be a 30-minute COVID-19 filler on a Monday, which has now become a full show. But it's enabled us to, and we're going to develop it further now. So all of those ideas are great. People say, well, look, if you're doing this type of mixed stuff, aren't you bothered that your numbers are going to go down? Well, we're not, Neil, are we? Because actually, we'd rather have 50 people on who took the message away that life skills and rugby and sport and doing things in a better way. There'll be people who that's a great bit of crack what Neil did, but actually there's a real serious point there that anybody can do what he did, just not as good, clearly.
Fair enough.
No, absolutely. It's the grassroots of the whole thing, and you've got Martin there chiming in all the way through tonight, which is great. And we've got Catherine in as well. These are all grassroots supporters of the game, and it's great to hear your story as well, Penny, because everyone, wherever we are in the world, obviously there's a talent. If you're looking at the screen in terms of rugby, bottom left, that may be slightly larger than top or middle right. But the stories are the same. We all love the game. We all see it for the honesty and the beauty of what it is. And a lot of the people watching feel the same way. And I think, like we said earlier on with Miriam, sharing the stories is massively important, because there's a huge amount of clubs, huge amount of countries that are in exactly the same boat. And sometimes the further away they are, they think, well, it's only us over here. Whereas you're sitting there telling the same story that if we had someone from down the road here in beautiful Bray, County Wicklow, they'd be telling exactly the same story. So we're all connected, and not by a long way. So it's great that we all talk and kind of get this. I love grassroots rugby, and it's really, really important.
Definitely. And you know what else? It's actually picking up an idea and trying to see how this is going to be implemented in your market, in your country, in your area. But more or less, we all have the same needs, no matter how grown or not that grown the market is. There is always opportunity for growth, for more teams, for more players. There are a lot. Rugby gives much more to the community, to people than someone can just think of. It's what Miriam said before. It's a family. You grow through rugby. It gives all the advantages of a team sport, but at the same time, it gives you much more. The beer that you will end up drinking at the end, which you're actually doing very, very productive right now. I keep watching you. You have the correct drink next to you. It's something that still unites us, And actually fighting with your mate in the field, it gives you a connection that it's not easy to be given in a different sport. You know, you're actually fighting to keep your line, fighting to break through. You're fighting. It's a unique feeling.
Yeah, no, and that's one of the reasons why we wanted sort of to develop the show a little bit more into rugby and sport, and how they can it all comes back down to the grassroots level. What you learn at the grassroots gives you those foundations, the connections in work and in business. I've recently joined the LinkedIn group Rugby Business Network, and I just watching things at the moment, and it's fab, and there's lots. I'd say probably there's about 85% sort of, it's non-rugby direct related, but it's this type of thing where people are going out of the way to help others at the lowest grassroots level. And that's just what it's got to be all about. Before COVID-19,
mm-hmm.
when you were struggling and, really trying to get things going,
mm-hmm.
we're now sort of, when we come through this again, what are the sort of things that you will hope that will, for the people of Greece and the people of the world? I mean, bear in mind, you're a sort of senior coach trainer for a major company, and you're in France a lot of the time as well. So you'll see things in different sides, and as well as being a sports ambassador, what are you looking for people to change our lifestyles and our ways that fits in with what rugby teaches anyway post COVID-19?
To be honest, Joe, things were pretty difficult even before COVID-19 because, the dominating sport here in Greece is soccer. So we actually get hours with time out of your trainings. So that's a very, very big issue here. And we tried to overcome that, and we actually started having support from the city councils and the municipality as well. And I had an idea around Christmas time to actually create open rugby days that everybody is welcome, with the support of the municipalities and the local city councils, to actually promote that open rugby day. It was a success, a definite success, and I can't thank enough the rugby team from Haidari that believed in this idea and assisted me to make it happen. It was amazing, and this opened so many other doors through other city councils, through other parts, let's just say managerial, let's just say access, that they can actually really support financially, as well, which is very, very important for the growth of anything at all. It's a very vital factor of growth. Of course, that's the issue. Sometimes people are not united and they have, different opinions, and that's where we start getting slower and slower. But I don't want to sit in, I don't want to talk about this. Why? Because it's in the past. When they came to me 2 years ago, and I'm very blessed and lucky, representatives from the European Federation, and they said, Penny, you've been on abroad, you have a very wide, you're open-minded, you have a different perspective of things, and we think you can actually assist the growth here in Greece. I was like, really? Me? And then, it started actually happening, and people started believing more and more, and it started rolling. It started happening by itself. And then I realized that 2 years ago, they saw something that I had no idea it was already happening. So that's why now we're sitting here, we're talking about this. It was hard enough before, but I started, with the support of the correct people, setting goals. How many teams we want? We want the growth of teams. Okay, I have a goal till the end of the season to have 3 new teams. 1 new team, women's team, is already created. And I can't thank these ladies enough. They've been amazing. It's the rugby team of Haidari, beautiful women's team. And we have 2 more ready to go. But because of the COVID-19, and here we go to this show, we couldn't actually promote and make the necessary, inappropriate introduction to these new teams. But that's my plan for the summer, to be honest. And I had a meeting with representatives of rugby to actually promote that during the summertime, not to lose time to try and catch up with correct, procedures as they are presented to us by the government, and proceed accordingly. For example, right now, the fields are not open to us for our trainings, so we can actually train by ourselves. We do hope that by the beginning of June, things are going to open. Lockdown gets less and less, let's just say, strict. And we're really looking forward to catch up. Another thing as well about after COVID-19 period of, let's just say, life, because things, as a fact, changed, and they will never be exactly the same as they used to be, at least for a long time. I've read a lot of reports, actually, a lot of analyses about the rugby and team sports, and indeed, rugby sport is one of the sports that got affected, and it will show that it got affected more than other sports, because it's a contact sport. That's how it is. It's a fact. Yeah. So we need to actually see opportunity through that. We cannot cry over spilled milk. We need to actually see opportunity and seize this opportunity. Right now, for example, most of the children, they actually do study from home. They have applications, then they are having, let's just say, sessions. We can actually do what was mentioned before, like educate them a little bit about the sport, about the history, about the fact that it is an Olympic sport, and the Olympic Committee needs from us to support all the Olympic sports. It's an opportunity to introduce the sports to more people, to more students. Also have players answering their questions, and this is something that is actually suggested, and we're looking forward how we're going to implement it. It's something in one of the backup plan suggestions, let's just say. Now, as you already know, Joe, but it's not probably well known to other, let's just say, people from other countries. We don't have an official championship because of the fact that we used to have an independent federation. Then it turned to, for healing reasons, to be under the Handball Federation, and now we are actually working towards to bring it to the independent federation again, so we can have national team, etc., etc. You know how this is going, but we are actually looking forward to that. We are setting our goals, we are going for them, and I'm super confident that with the support of experience that Keegan has, for example, yourself and other people that you're actually that are engaged with sports and the growth of sports and the growth of rugby in other countries will actually help us as well. But we just need to set realistic goals and to go for them.
Yeah, listen, it's like, I know Kiro's got a question for you. Before he does, I picked up just something on the side there at Liam Byrne. Liam, good evening to you. I hope that you're well. Rugby's a great united, it is. And I'm one of even at 56, I'm one of those naive people that believe in the global rugby family. Hence that we're doing these shows, and hence that we're doing all the joint ventures with the forums. But Eleni says, fight for your right to rugby. There's a great slogan, isn't it? And I think it was Kigo who came in there somewhere saying, maybe can we have that on a t-shirt? To which the reply was, of course, there'll be one on the way soon. I kind of like that. You gotta fight for your right to rugby.
You know what? I have to be honest with you, Joe, and everybody. Being a woman in.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, but there you go. Sorry, go on.
Sorry, Joe. Being a woman in a man's world, sometimes it's not that easy. And being a woman that plays rugby, it makes it even harder sometimes. Because people usually expect to see like 150 kilos woman to, pop into a room and start talking to them about rugby. But, they just need to understand that that's a sport that everybody fits, everybody. There is a place for everybody, no matter what kind of body type, that's a sport.
Oh, Jesus. Listen, I'm going to have to go because you've given me 3 or 4 new ideas when you've just been talking and I haven't done anything. But I need to introduce you to there's a clothing company. There's a rugby player, right? Okay, I'm not going to say no more, but she's been on the show before, and she runs a rugby apparel site for female rugby players called Ruggett RFC. RUGGETT, and I'm going to introduce you in the next couple of days because she's a fab girl doing a fab job as well, and so are you. And I think that it's interesting when you tell the story about the fact that you like like a number of countries, Greece, like a number of countries, China. I didn't know this, the size of China, and yet some countries like them, like yourselves, rugby is wrapped up inside a loose, somebody else's federation, and somebody else, like, I'm sure the handball guys are really, really great crack and all that, but they're not rugby. And so you need to get yourself out of there. So you've got your standalone, capabilities, and somebody else from another sport isn't speaking for you, and I think that's a fab way to go. And it's a bit like Gibraltar. It's like all of the sort of the tier 3 teams, or those who aren't even into World Rugby yet, who are aspiring to be there. Being able to watch your journey as you're moving forward is going to absolutely be fab. Kigo.
Yeah, there's just a couple of things. The way you describe rugby as a fight, I love it. I thought of it as a team-based combat sport. There's no hiding, no matter what level you're at. I think the beauty of it is, whether you're J4 like I was, or top level like yourself, everyone has to make a tackle. Whether you're tackling 16 stone of maybe not muscle, or 16 stone of muscle, it's all the same. And that's the beauty. That's the beauty of the game. But in terms of Greece and rugby, because when Joe and I were talking during the week about you and all this sort of stuff, I was like, I never put those words together. I knew football and all that sort of stuff, and
yeah.
I didn't even know they had a team. So it's a great grassroots thing that you're doing as well, which is just, we love it. But what are the biggest struggles, like aside from the obviously football being the top thing? Is there anything else you're running into in terms of introducing people to the game in Greece?
I have to be honest, I've been very, very lucky, very, very lucky. Even ideas about connecting rugby with corporate social responsibility, everything has been totally supported. That's why I feel blessed, honestly. Even being here and talking right now is because an amazing person, Casey Yates, had the brilliant idea of bringing us in contact with Joe. And even, it's just amazing. The support that I get. It's just an idea, and people just believe in this idea and they just support, and it happens. If you ask me if I'm having difficulties, yes, there are difficulties out there, because in order to achieve your goals, you need to be honest. You need to work very hard. And as you know, most of us, we do not actually we don't make ends meet out of rugby. We actually invest in rugby, especially in Greece. The level, it's not a level that will actually give you funds back, let's just say. It's a sport that it might reach that level maybe after 5-7 years, but not right now. So I'm actually working, and my spare time is about rugby. It's about projects. I love it. Don't get me wrong. It's a passion. It's inspiration, and it's amazing, the feeling that it gives you. But you know what? Always think of the positive things. I don't want to stay to negativities. I'm sure there are. Some people might not like it, some others, who knows. But in my way, in the way I see things, there is nothing negative. There is always opportunity. There is always someone that will believe in you, and there is always someone that will give you a helping hand to make things happen.
Yeah, you know what? Just it is inspiring. I'm just we've got we have a little. People ask us lots about how all this is set up, and how many people work and do in the background and doing all the stuff for you, and there isn't. It's me and Kiko and the guests, and we have a public chat. So all the comments that come in, we put all your comments up, like where is that excellent one from Ian Gilbert? So I've got a little button that does that. Seems like Penny's a wonderful promoter for Greek rugby. Yes, she is. Absolutely spot on. And we also have a host chat for internal. And I was just reading something there from Miriam, as she is slowly devouring all of the drink and the nibbles in the green room. Of course, nobody can see, but I can see. She's going and stuff with it. Fair play to you for staying there. Well, good stuff. And she's just saying that a great story, a huge inspiration, and absolutely. Penny's successful because she is so passionate about it. And that's what Miriam was saying in our little private chat. Absolutely 100% spot on. Now, there are going to be people who tell you that the timing is wrong. that you're a woman, or what do you know, or all of these things, because they'll be jealous of your passion, your drive, your success. And all you can do is keep going and keep going and keep going. You know, there was people when COVID-19 started, all the rugby stopped, all our shows went out the window. And spoke with Kigo, spoke with Andy Daniel, who we run the South African show with, and we said, right, okay, in every adversity, there's an opportunity. And we have now put together 2 spin-off shows, which have been hugely successful. We've got another 2 on the way, and we're planning another 2 after that. We don't have the time, we have no funding and no support for that, and yet we're keeping going because there's never a good time. And actually, during adversity, you know, giving shout outs to people and getting the message out there in whatever, if you get a message out there to 200, 300 people, it's absolutely fab. And I want to publicly thank people like Miriam and Penny and Kigo and Andy Daniel and all of the panel. We have a private Facebook panelist group, and all of those people who give up their time for free for the love of our sport. And it will never be right. 2.5 years ago, I had this crazy idea. I didn't have a page, I didn't have anything, and we decided we'd have a global chat with people, and people said it wouldn't work and people wouldn't be interested. Then 2.5 years on, because I decided, I closed my eyes and I saw things not as is but will be. And whenever things get difficult, that's what you do, Penny and the team, and the same for you, Miriam, and all the team at Northern Irish. You close your eyes and you take yourself from as is to will be. And then, like Linford Christie said, when he was in the starting blocks, he'd already passed the finishing line with a goal. All he had to do was go through the process. And ladies, you are inspiring, and that's all you need to do. Kigo.
How do I follow that? Are we going to show my workout video again, or what?
Facebook will be closing me down. Forgive me. I'll be in Facebook jail forever. No,
it's now behind the paywall. But no, it's the beauty of tonight's show. Mondays are tough in general for everybody, and you know, especially now. And when you hear stories about, you know, we hear stories about Leinster all the time, which is great. You know, we hear a story about big teams all the time. But then we've also got to bring it back to the roots, bring it back to where we all are. And we've had 2 great stories today, 2 great people to talk to. And it's really, you know, it was a tough Monday, but this has been a great ending to it. So I salute everyone. I salute Penny, and it's all the great work that herself and Miriam are doing. And look, I followed both pages today, so I think everyone should try and get involved, whether it's on grassroots over there, grassroots close to home. Just get involved and save our local clubs.
Totally agree. Totally agree.
We are, as ever, a sort of thing from Martin Buggy earlier on. In fact, I'm just going to, it's from earlier on, saying 30 minutes is backside. Whether he is the king of the remote shows, whether he's on the show or watching the show, we always will know. And that's why we knew actually the 30-minute show would always go. But Martin Buggy says, who was a great coach with previously with Wexford Wanderers, with the youth coach. When you go back to normal, I don't think there'll be a normal, but I know what you say, mate, from COVID-19, you should explore introducing tag rugby into primary schools. It's been a success here in introducing kids into enjoying the game. The kids, and more importantly, the parents, don't have the worry of contact. As the kids gain confidence playing tag, a lot of them just want to go forward and join a local club. Do you have tag in Greece, Pen?
Apologies, Joe. I lost the last part. Connection issue.
Do you have, Martin Buggy was just saying about tag rugby. A lot of the kids over here play tag rugby. Do you play that?
Yes, we do. We actually have tag rugby as well, and this is something that we actually recommend for younger ages until they will actually, you know, reach a specific level. Let's just say around 14, 15, that we'll start actually getting more into contact. You know, it's I think it's a very smart way to introduce the sport, the mentality, the rules, and then go for something that it's more, let's just say, closer to the reality, which is the full contact part. Don't get me wrong, of course, we have a few academies here that they actually introduced full contact in younger ages, but we are trying to be very cautious with that. And of course, protective equipment and everything is necessary, especially for younger ages. It's not just that you should have, you must have. Safety comes first, and this is what we promote no matter what. But as I said, it's important to follow the guidelines that are given by the European Union as well. For example, right now the European Federation, the European Federation is focusing to academies, because we need to have, they're the future, children are the future. We need to focus on having academies. Then it's women's rugby, because we need to grow women's rugby as well. And actually it was a report a couple of days ago, an article in CNN channel that mentioned that we need to save women's sports. They get less funding on a worldwide basis, and with the COVID-19, it's going to get even worse. I mean, compared to the same sport, but for men, which is totally understandable, of course, because that's how things are. That's how the world is, based on. That's how it's created. But we need to actually pay attention to that as well. And of course, grow men's rugby as well, because it's a different, even if you will see women's rugby and then you see men's rugby, it's so dynamic in different ways though. So we need all of them. We need all of them, not just one of them. We need academies. We need women in rugby. We need men in rugby. And another thing which is very important is that it's easy sometimes to create something, but it's so much harder to maintain it. And just by saying creating a new team, it's not easy, but it's easier than actually maintaining it and keeping it for years and years to keep going.
Good for you.
You need people with vision. You need people that will believe in that.
Absolutely.
And that's what we need.
Good for you. Listen, I don't think there's anything else to say really. I think Kigo finishes off with something, because it's just inspiring. Both ladies tonight have been absolutely brilliant, and it's just great to see, the passion and the drive and the vision being able to see that through.
All it is for me, go back 30 seconds and listen to that again. That's all you need to do in the entire show. So, we can sit and say stuff, but it's people put it better than we do. So, go back now 40 seconds and listen to that again.
Cool. Ladies and gents, that is it. We are 1 hour, 6 minutes and 53 seconds into a 30-minute show. I'd ask Penny and Miriam just to stay in the studio just for 30 seconds while we wrap up and have a quick debrief afterwards. Kigo, as ever, thank you, mate. The sad thing is I have to start working out and then work out for 2 weeks' time to be able to match it. And I think it's going to be something. I'll be doing something with Bod. On top, when you're 20 stone, you only need a small bod, mate, to use your whole body weight just to tip you over the edge. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed tonight's show. It's the Kigo and Big Joe show every Monday, and morphing itself into rugby, sports, business, work, lifestyle, how we just do things slightly better as we come out of COVID-19. It's been absolutely a real pleasure. In fact, I'm going to unmute her. I don't normally do this at this stage, Kigo, do I? I'm going to unmute her, and I'm going to.
Hey, Miriam.
And we're going to bring Miriam Brown. She wasn't expecting that. She says, "Oh Jesus, I shouldn't have had so many. What's going to go? Look at her, she's rosy chicken." I'm only joking.
Hats off to you, Penny. Though that was inspiring.
Likewise, Miriam. Likewise.
Yeah.
Cool. Lads, it's absolutely. In fact, here we go. You see, people say like, "Oh, Jesus, did you tell people what actually your private chats are about?" Joe, throw up Jeff's message before we go in. Yeah, look, when it's informal, like you're down the pub having a pint with two lovely ladies and Kigo, you can do whatever you want. It's our show. So let me go back and find Jeff Pagano. Jeff runs Harping on Rugby. And I will be co-hosting with him on the new Leinster spin-off show starting Thursday the 28th on what series of spin-off show. And I wish it was 28 hours a day. Great show, lads. Interesting guests. Always good to hear grassroots stories from around the globe. Yeah, and if you want anything to do with the Leinster, Ireland, and grassroots over here in Ireland, and a real clever, knowledgeable view, then look at Harping on Rugby from Jeff Pagano. He is to blame for getting me and Kigo into this. and then I couldn't write fast enough. I mean, little brain couldn't keep up with Jeff's like rugby brains out here. So we started doing it, but he's a great help. He is the god, the rugby father of all of this. It starts that all of. So big shout out to you. Been fab, lads. Thanks very much to Miriam Cunningham Brown from London Irish Amateur Rugby. We do all the best, and we will bring you and the team back on again.
Brilliant.
Anything. Pleasure, an honour to be sat in your little internal group there as well. Now, tag me from time to time if I get to say something. Because she doesn't need anything, and just ask away. And to the incredibly inspirational Penny Mitzi in Greece, sport ambassador, trainer, rugby coach, referee. Absolutely, keep going. Just keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
And if you're ever over this way, please come over to London Irish. You're more than welcome.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Listen, you're all in the group
with all of us.
Yeah. We'll carry the bags. Me and Keego. Jesus, I don't know about you, Miriam, looking for money. Me and Keego need some money to A, keep the shows going, and B, so we can go on our global tour and come and visit you all.
Fabulous. You're more than welcome. More than welcome in Irish.
Well, I promise. Next time I get back to the UK, we'll probably arrange a time to come
down.
United, we're stronger at the end of the day,
Exactly. Together, we're stronger.
Exactly.
And I think I need to introduce you, as well as introduce you to the team at Rugget. I need to introduce you, Penn, to Dan Fonsale at Rugby Academy Ireland, because I think there are options there. You can get funding to send some of your youngsters across to him. So that's something else that'll add to me. So if I forget, then in the next 24 hours, then throw a message in our little group saying, Joe, Rugby Academy Ireland, Dan Fonsale, and kids from Greece and that across into his academy. And that'll just jig me, and I'll put you all together. It'll all come together one day. There we go. This hasn't been another crack-filled, banter-driven, and educationalizing episode of the Keego and Big Joe show. On Wednesday at 20:30 hours UK and Ireland, and the same across the globe. Work out your time zones. There's a thing called world clocks. That's how I have to go. And on Wednesday we have got. It wasn't planned to be, but we've got part 3 of the British and Irish Lions, and Martin Buggy, who is the lion, who is Mufasa, who is the Lion King, the king of the British and Irish Lions supporters, will be like, Jesus, you promised me I was co-host of part 3. Here's now part 4. You heard about it first, along with everybody else. So I'll be coming off now. I'll be messages going, Jesus, when you keep you up to date. I'm coming off calls 10 minutes before I come on here and try and keep myself up to date. So part 3 on Wednesday of the on 3 Blokes, a Ball and Bod, the British and Irish Lions, and we will be looking at the Lions' greatest coaches, and each of the 3 guests have had to pick a Lions coach who they think have been the best Lions coach, and that'll be great. And the other thing I made them do as well is the other 2 coaches at the other 2, they have to do a little bit of research on them as well. See, geez, you don't get away with it. You 2 girls have got away with it very easy tonight because the others are seasoned guests anyway. So there we go. So that's on Wednesday. We've got 2 fans in 5 on Wednesday as well. We've got a Geordie Leinster fan, the great Colin Campbell, at last is coming up to the show to tell us about his journey in rugby and why, as an England supporting Geordie, he follows Leinster rugby. He follows Leinster across the globe. Absolutely genuinely nice guy. I haven't met him on a number of occasions, but at Leinster, superb. And we also have Alex Mead on. Alex runs the fantastic Rugby Journal, the only print that I endorse going for. The Rugby Journal, absolutely phenomenal. He has some brilliant webinars. Alex Mead is on. He's on the following week as well as a full guest, but he's on Wednesday as a fan of 5 as well. So that's Wednesday, and then Thursday, no shows, because we're in between weeks, and it gives me a chance to do some more planning for the following week shows. There we go. Keego, get back and do some more of those fitness videos, mate. All of these, that Joe Wicks fella.
With such a positive reaction tonight, I'm fairly certain that we need to do another one, but just involving Joe next week. So we'll figure that out.
That's going to be my 7 a.m. start tomorrow morning, Keego. 7 a.m. I'll be there.
That's it.
Listen, what we need to do is we need to get our guests to video 5 or 6 minute inspirational fitness clips at Miriam and send them to us, and then we'll use those on the show. This is a former guest. So, you know, you earn your keep, missus. There you go.
I think Penny has more chance of that than I.
It's going to be challenging Keenan, actually. Yeah. That's how it's going to be. Like, challenge Keegan. He can do it.
Yeah, exactly. Challenge Keegan.
Nicely. Challenge Keegan nicely. Not, don't.
Oh, I've got
don't ask me to do two things at once. That's a man thing. We can't.
Good. Until Wednesday on 3 Blokes One Ball, 20-30 hours. Thank you to Miriam Cunningham Brown from the London Irish Amateur Rugby Football Club. I wish you all the best.
Thank you for having us.
Go to their page and support them and see if you can do anything to help adopt them as your grassroots club. So Penny Mitzi, Penny will keep in touch as ever, and we'll see how we can help you move forward. To the Couch Pundit, the Beast of Bray, the Wicklow Warrior, the lockdown fitness fanatic that is Neil. Thank you very, very much.
Fat Joe Wicks, thank you very much.
Are you going to say Fat Joe Shepherd then to say, thanks, mate? Yeah. You just wait until next week, mate. I'll do it. I'll do a special 5-minute fitness thing next week. And if that doesn't, hey, I've got a little. I must stick it up somewhere sometime. You know, Big Joe Shep, mate, making fat lads look good since 1964. And if you ever want to be inspired by a fat lad doing success, who was that bloke that knocked out Anthony Joshua? He was fat as a butcher's dog, and he knocked him out. So there you go. Fat lads can still inspire. On that, until next week, until Wednesday. That's Kigo. That's Miriam. That's Penny. I'm Big Joe Shep. Good a meal of Mahagot. Agus Slangafol.
Good night, all.